A bullpen day and pitching chaos in Detroit. They're not messing around. The Yankees, well, we'll see how they play this one today. And the Rangers found out after the ball game last night that Weathers would not be pitching today, and Nimmo gets us started with a foul ball for strike one. Kind of an interesting crowd with us today as well. We'll have to tell you about that. They've been here for a long time, most of them. Nimmo watches a ball, 1-1. When we got here today, they had this place literally a third of the way full with students. That just misses. 2-1. Yeah, you can hear them
from almost foul pole to foul pole behind home plate. They were here screaming.
What a day. They're going to have a blast out here. The 2-1. And Blackburn up top with ball 3. So education day today for so many youngsters here. And usually when you get that first fly ball of the game, man, you get a reaction from the kiddos. Little foul ball runs the count full now on Brandon, hitting .293. Started yesterday as the DH, batting leadoff. Got on a couple of times via the walk, scored a run, and he is the tone setter for this lineup. 3-2. Man, that's fouled over to the left side. First ball in the air. It's a foul ball, but exciting for the kids. Blackburn 7 pitches into this at bat now. And again, Nimmo will feed the kids a souvenir. Count stays full.
Do you ever remember being able to scream that many times in a short amount of period like they are doing?
No, I don't remember it, but I'm sure I was just as energetic. This one is in the air left field, carrying pretty well. Dominguez back to the wall. And he makes the catch, but that was quite a collision with the wall out there. Nimmo's retired, but Dominguez very slow getting back up, and that he hasn't really moved that much at all yet. Wow.
You can't hit a wall much harder than this and hold on to the baseball.
Now, you know, it wasn't that he was moving so quickly, but it's almost as if the body was completely unaware of what was coming. He did not brace himself at all for that impact. Saw the hat go flying, and I think your immediate concern is any sort of whiplash a guy might have in a collision like that.
And that's not a padded wall he just ran into.
No, so he gets immediate medical attention there, and I think he was reaching to his left shoulder. Watch this again. Ball, by the way, carrying pretty well. Oh, that's a direct hit with that left shoulder. Oh my goodness. Well, you're a tough guy to handle that.
Hopefully he's okay. I'll tell you, holding on to that ball, hitting the wall that hard and keeping your glove where you could squeeze it and keep it in there.
Yeah, that was no small accomplishment. Now he's getting a nice round of applause here. Well, they are prepared for any eventuality, it looks like, with the training staff out there, emergency medical personnel as well. We'll see if he stays in the game. Man. Incidental to the play. I don't know that I thought Nimmo made that great a contact with that ball.
I'm with you, especially because the way that he battles with 2 strikes, he usually isn't trying to really pop the ball out of the park. He's trying to just barrel it and put the ball in play and get to first base. So something to watch out for with that carry. So looks like that shoulder, they were kind of checking his neck. That's a good sign, just getting that hand above the head.
He's in pain, though. I mean, that's obvious. And they were checking for any concussion syndromes. They do take brain injuries very seriously now in Major League Baseball, and they do not monkey around with that. If a guy is showing any signs, they're extremely cautious in allowing them to continue to play. But for the moment, it looks like they're really focused on the shoulder apparatus. Well, I can't imagine what is going through the mind of Jason Dominguez right now, because on the one hand, of course, you want to stay in a game. On the other hand, it's like, man, it's taking a team of 3 or 4 guys to move my arm.
To your point, though, prospect, a guy who struggles to get playing time and to stay in the major leagues because of how deep their outfield is and their DH position. So those things do go through your head as a young guy, like, wait a second, can I do this? Can I keep playing? The last thing I want is to go on the injured list. And then when I come off, they're like, yeah, we're kind of a little bit healthy now, go back to Scranton. Yeah, those things go through your mind. But it looks like he's going to the cart.
Yeah, he's going to get a ride off the field here. So, by the way, the awareness of the youngsters, did you hear the applause they gave him when he got to his feet? It wasn't stadium applause. It was mostly the voices of the kids. Boy, look at him. He's hurting.
Yeah.
Golly.
You hope he's okay. That young man has been through a lot as a big-time prospect with injuries.
I hate to see that. So Dominguez is done on the first actual play of the game today. And that is quite some catch he made, as you pointed out, just to, I don't know, have the presence of mind or just physically to be able to maintain control of the ball in the glove after that contact. Oh.
He catches the ball and hits the wall at about the same time.
That was a gruesome collision. So the Yankees already adjusting. It's a bullpen day. They're going to have a lot of moving parts today in this equation, but just like that, they have to put Ryan McMahon out there in left field.
Is he going to left field or is he going to third base and Rosario going out? That's the only thing I don't know yet.
Yeah. And McMahon, who had been at third in the first couple of games of this series, yeah, it looks like it is what you're saying. I think, although where is...
They could move Belly back to left field because he started in right field. There, what I wrote down is my 9 on my where they're all playing. I'm gonna maybe have to X out a lot and start over, just get an eraser out.
Yeah, Bellinger is moving to left field, and Rosario is moving into right field, and McMahon goes to third. Wild beginning here. You already had an unusual looking infield with Schumann at short and Rosario at third base. So the way you started the game, after one play, you have now 3 of your 8 defensive players having changed positions, or positions they were not starting the game anyway. Here's Duran, and he takes off the plate, ball 1. One away. Blackburn gets Duran to foul that back, and it's 1-1.
Well, here is the new Yankees defense. Bellinger, Grisham, and Rosario in the outfield. McMahon now at third. You have Schumann, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt rounding out the infield, and Skara catching.
1-1. And that's fouled off.
So you kind of have your day game lineup in versus a lefty, too. So this is a heavy lefty lineup when they put out their best lineup. But McMahon now goes in facing Gore.
Yeah. Yeah, and batting in the 6th spot in the lineup. 1-2 pitch, and Duran takes outside 2-2. Boy, that is another one of those quality takes from Zeke.
Looking a lot like 2024 April, or 2023 April and May Zeke.
Ooh. Full count. Well, it was an 8-pitch at bat for Nimmo before he eventually flew out to left field. This will be the 6th pitch here to Zeke, and he takes inside, ball 4. So Duran heads to first, and Blackburn, I mean, he very nearly had walked Nimmo. So command an issue, and that's part of what the Rangers took advantage of in yesterday's game, drawing 5 walks, 3 of them off the starter Will Warren. And you have a man on for Corey Seager. Blackburn's first pitch, and he gets Corey to offer it a changeup. Seager homered yesterday, his 7th home run of the year. Has 19 RBIs, 2nd most on the team. And it's 1-1. A bullpen day, bit of an emergency scenario for the Yankees today. Blackburn off the plate again. 2-1. Blackburn's 32 years old. Aaron Boone, after the game yesterday in the presser immediately following the game, said Ryan Weathers, who was scheduled to start, would not start today. He'd been fighting through an illness. Now quick toss over to first, and Zeke back in there. Zeke does have 4 steals and 4 tries, so we'll see if the Rangers try to put additional pressure on Blackburn. I don't know how much he needs. He's having trouble finding the strike zone. There goes Zeke. A swing and a miss. Throw down to second. A pretty good one. And they got him. First time this year that Duran's been caught stealing.
Probably not a hit and run, but Corey Seager got a very hittable pitch. Unfortunately, he missed it. That's a very nice pick and tag from Schumann.
So that changes the inning. What a weird top of the first we've had already. The Nimmo fly ball that knocked Dominguez out of the game. Duran caught stealing, and now the 2-2. Seager takes upstairs. It's a full count.
I guess you don't really care about pitch count when you have a bullpen day.
Nope. Well, it's pretty much immaterial, really. 3-2. Yeah, that's ball 4 again. So back-to-back walks. The inning continues. Boone did say before the ball game today, Blackburn has not been stretched out. 32 years old. He's been around a little bit. But the idea is that Blackburn would just get this game started and would then give way, more than likely, to Brendan Beck, who they called up and has been stretched out, and that one hit Young. So a long count to Nimmo, 2 walks, and now a hit batter.
Just a fastball that kept running in and just catches the jersey. That's a nice free base there. You don't even have to feel any pain after that one.
Yeah.
Okay, the Rangers came through with 2 outs yesterday.
Turn it over to their right fielder, Jock Peterson here. And he's got a couple of men out there, hopeful. Jock did not go. Well, he started there. That had me a little worried. Peterson with the average at 200. Remember, he had the sac fly in the game here on Tuesday, the opening game in the first inning, and he takes low. 2-0. Boy, at this point, the Rangers would do well probably just to take the first strike from Blackburn.
You think about it right here, or do you just go, I'm looking for a fastball down and in, and try to put our team up 3-0 if it's there?
Yeah, pick your area, your pitch. Bouncer right side, and that'll be a routine play for Chisholm, and the inning is done. Rangers got a lot of free base runners, but nothing doing, and so now it's up to Mackenzie Gore this afternoon. He'll take the hill. Scoreless top of the first for the Rangers, and so now Mackenzie Gore out there to wrap up this road trip.
2-2 so far on the year. He has the .467 ERA. The 30% strikeout rate is 12th highest amongst major league starters. When you look at the arsenal, the fastball has gone up a little bit. He needs to have command and be efficient in this game and try to get into the 6th inning.
Let's see what he's got in store from the Yankees at 25-12 now. A half-game lead over Tampa Bay. Goldschmidt, Judge, Bellinger to start it off. Rosario, Chisholm, and now it's McMahon, Grisham, Schumann, and Escara. That's sort of the starting lineup. That's where the lineup is at the moment. That's not how it was initially put together today, because of a weird top half of the first, and Gore's first pitch lofted out into right center field, and that one bangs off the wall, and this could be a lot of trouble. Goldschmidt at 37 years old pedaling for third, and will gladly stop there with a leadoff triple.
Well, first pitch right down the middle, trying to get ahead. The possible future Hall of Famer doesn't let Gore get ahead. And that one pounds off of the wall. I don't think anybody had on their bingo card Paul Goldschmidt, leadoff triple.
Nope. Funny game. So the Rangers will adjust a little bit on the infield. They don't go all the way in, but they'll bring the infielders in about halfway.
Because of lack of speed, you probably, if you want to play in, you don't have to play as close. Because Grisham, probably different story.
Very true. Aaron Judge takes high, ball one. The other thing is this guy tends to put it in play and with authority. You'd like to have that extra half step if you can. Gore's 1-0. And that's shot the other way. 1-1. What point will the kids, do you suppose, kind of settle in?
5th or 6th inning.
Yeah. The lefty's 1-1, and that's a little bit up.
The sugar in the lunch starts wearing off a little bit.
Well, this particular matchup, not a perfect one for Mackenzie Gore, left-handed pitcher against the arguably the best right-handed slugger of a generation. And it's 2-2. And though they don't have a ton of head-to-head experience between them, what they do have is certainly favored Aaron Judge. 3 for 7 with a couple of walks, and 2 of the 3 hits were home runs. 2-2. And that is line to third. What a catch by Young. Wow. Great reaction to his left, and he steals a base hit, probably more, from Aaron Judge.
And Fuego with the bat, and then play in the hot corner. 105. Snatches it.
That's a big first out. Now Cody Bellinger, and he's been swinging a hot bat. He'll take strike 1. Eight-game hitting streak going. And he has loved hitting here at home. .285 average overall this year with some power. And he lines that one out to right field, and Jock Peterson lost it on a dive, and Bellinger's going to have extra bases. He's just kind of striding to third. RBI triple by Bellinger, and the Yankees have the first run of the game.
Well, that ball seems to find guys that don't play a position much anymore, and so far 2 balls hit to the right field area. That one, Peterson, pretty ill-advised to dive there. He missed that ball by a good 4 feet. If he just plays it on one hop, it's going to be a single, and it's an RBI. But unfortunately, now you have to keep the infield in with a runner on third.
Ahmed Rosario takes strike 1. Good fastball there from Gore. Rosario getting the start initially at third base today, but currently in right field. He fouls that one away. Well, for Jock Peterson, his first start in right field or the outfield, or anywhere in the outfield, since 2023. And it's not even his glove. That's Alejandro Osuna's glove that he's wearing out there.
When he practices defense, it's always at first base.
Yeah. Breaking ball lined the other way, foul. 0-2.
You know, I wonder this. If you're Evan Carter, and I know he's a younger guy, great defensive outfielder, how much do you cheat? Do you cheat 2 or 3 steps today to that side to try to help him out?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I would. Just now, if they tell me I can't, I won't. But if I'm just using my brain, I'm going to be like, I'm going to cheat and try to help him out over there.
0-2. And that's fouled away. It's almost like Rosario's trying to hit it to Jock Peterson.
I don't think it's a lot harder to do than that, but with 2 strikes, yeah, you're trying to let the ball get deep, and you do know, and it's played out, that if you hit the ball over there, it's a very inexperienced outfielder.
1 run across here in the first, and Gore's 0-2. That is low. We talked about it Tuesday, how the Yankees, they're a quick starting team. They've scored in the first inning a lot this year and taken advantage of teams in the first innings, as they have jumped out 1-0 here. The Rangers have had trouble in the first innings. The Rangers have been outscored now 28-14 in the first inning. It's one of their tougher spots. So hope is that Gore can settle it in here. 1-2, and he gets a strikeout of Rosario. First strikeout for McKenzie.
Well, that's a big chase right there on the changeup. A good foot off of the plate. Gets your infield back in normal depth, but you still have to work really hard here. We know Chisholm has a lot of power, lefty on lefty, and get out of this with just 1 run on the board.
Jazz Chisholm started that swing. Wow. Seems like a forgiving read on that by Quinn Walcott. Chisholm with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs. Speedy left-handed hitter, and he takes a strike, 1-1. Rangers leave a lot of room on that left side of the infield there for Chisholm. There's a strike. 1-2. So Gore trying to get out of this with just the 1 run allowed, his 8th start of the year. 2-2 mark so far, 4.67 ERA. And the lefties 1-2, and there's a swing and a miss. He got Chisholm back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning. And so we will move to the second in New York. 1-0 start to this one this afternoon. A 1-0 start to this one today. Long way to go as we go to the second inning. And the major league debut for Brendan Beck now for the Yankees.
So far in AAA, looks like starting pitchers numbers to me in 7 games, 37 innings pitched. So maybe they're looking for a little bit of length from Beck.
They are. Yeah, he will be the bulk man today for the Yankees. 7 starts at Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Last start was on Saturday, and he fires one right in there for a strike. He's got Berger, Carter, and Jansen in the second inning. And he gets a swing and a miss by Berger. He's a control and command type pitcher, according to the various scouting reports you might read. The 0-2, and the slider misses outside. So yesterday, and heck, even in the first inning today, the Rangers took advantage of some erratic pitching. Berger lines that out to left, and Bellinger is there to make the catch. I don't think they're going to be able to wait out Beck. I mean, It is a debut, so there's a chance that nerves could get to a guy, that sort of thing. But I don't know that that's a bet worth making today.
No, I'm with you. What you want is you want pressure. You want runners on base and him to feel the pressure of pitching for the Yankees and trying to help win a game for the Yankees. He's a big fan of old traditional tight ends with that number 89.
That's probably exactly what he was thinking. Well, first pitch swinging here, and that one lined into right field by Carter. So two good passes at the ball, but two hard outs. So Beck, nicely done, efficient with those 5 pitches. He's a Stanford guy, went to Stanford University. And he pumps one right in there to Jansen. His brother, also a former Stanford Cardinal and now in the Giants organization, Tristan Beck. And Brennan, he was a good one. Player of the year in the Pac-12 conference in 2021. This is downstairs, 2-1. Jansen just below 200 with that average, and he takes outside, ball 3. So talking about his command, and Beck has fallen behind on Jansen here. And the righty's 3-1. That's ball 4. So it's the 3rd walk already today for these Rangers hitters. We're not even a full turn through the lineup.
And throw another one in there and a hit by pitch.
Yeah, and 4 free base runners. Yankees pitching. They've recorded 5 outs, although even one of those was on the bases. Justin Foscue will start today at second base, and he watches strike 1. Well, it ends up right on right here. And Beck is outside, 1-1. So the lineup for the Rangers today, very different looking, obviously, with Peterson in right field. Had to do that in part because they needed Nimmo to DH today again. And that is off the plate. So Beck nibbling a little bit here after getting 2 quick outs. Not a big, powerful pitcher. He's a low 90s fastball kind of guy. 2-1. That's fouled straight down. Evens things at 2-2.
Able to throw off speed there on a 2-1 count. Foscue timing up fastball, so threw his timing off a little bit, but he did see that pitch now. So that's in the bank of Foscue to know what that pitch does out of the hand.
Setting up off the outside part of the plate, and that's bounced foul. Well, Foscue has always been regarded as a bat first guy. When the Rangers drafted him, the idea was they would find a place for him to play, a first-round pick back in 2020 out of Mississippi State. And he has hit in the minor leagues. Just recently called up for this series. Very high, full count. Got in the game Tuesday as a pinch hitter, grounded out, so he's 0 for 1, and that's all the action he's had at the plate so far this year. Beck's payoff pitch. Runner goes, and strike 3 called. Foscue, slow to recognize it, walks away. The strikeout ends the 2nd inning. First big league strikeout for Brendan Beck, and it remains 1-0.
1-0 Yankees going to the bottom of the second inning. Let's take a look at the Rangers defense, brought to you by Vivint. Vivint is for you, and you have Duran in left, but concentrating. Jock Peterson playing right field, and so far the ball has found him. And then you have Justin Foscue playing second base. That was his position at Mississippi State. He's played that quite a bit in the minor leagues, even though you've probably seen him more at first base when he's been called up for the Rangers.
Okay, so now to the bottom of the second inning. Ryan McMahon, who thought he had the day off when we started the ball game, fouls off the first pitch he sees here from Gore. Part of the reason he thought he had the day off was, number one, he wasn't in the lineup, but number two, it makes sense, right? A left-handed hitter who's known much more for his glove than his bat. You got a tough lefty pitcher out there, so it made sense for him to get a day off. Now a very tough assignment for him on a day game here. 0-2 the count. Gore finished that first inning with back-to-back strikeouts of Rosario and Chisholm. So a strong finish to the first inning. And his 0-2 fouled away. McMahon has still done some damage to the Rangers. Fouls that one off. Tuesday, in the opening game of this series, it was a 1-1 contest until, the Rangers were leading 3-1 until McMahon hit a 2-run homer in the second inning to tie the game, and they would not look back in that one. Gore buries ball one. All right, well, for Gore, the key, we talk about it quite a bit, it seems, in this early part of the season with him, is efficiency.
Yeah.
So this is a guy in McMahon, again, sort of in theory, you're thinking, get him and get him quickly. Another foul ball.
And to your point, now you have, with Dominguez out, this would be his spot, is you have 3 lefties in a row. So obviously, Aaron Boone did not want to have his lineup be lefty, lefty, lefty here, but injuries got that from Mackenzie Gore to take advantage of.
And he goes 2-2 now on McMahon. And he goes to the pitch com to make the choice on pitches here. The lefty offers, and that one is shot right past third and down that left field line. So McMahon opens the second inning with a double. And he, listen, not a great hitter historically, but he has been a handful in the series.
He really does a good job here, lefty on lefty. Lets the ball get deep and then shoots it where the defense isn't. Duran does a nice job of playing it off the wall, but McMahon has plenty of speed to make it easily to second base.
So 3 Yankees hits today, all of them for extra bases. And there you go. They've racked up a lot of extra base hits against lefties. Trent Grisham now. And he'll take high.
I have not looked at the Yankees stats this year on how much they're bunting, but today on MLB.com there was a big article on how the bunt is back in baseball. Lefty on lefty, but Grisham last year with the 30+ home runs. Early in the game, they are hitting the ball hard at times, so I don't know if the Yankees lineup is a hey, let's get them to third base here.
No, the other reason too for that, I think it's an interesting topic, but a fly ball in this ballpark is a threat, at least if it's
true
to the corners. So you don't, when the ball's in the air, you're not even thinking sac fly so much. You're thinking, well, maybe it'll go out. And go back to the ball hit by Nemo in the first inning. Off the bat, it didn't feel like a ball that was going to go out, but it darn near did.
And Goldschmidt's ball carried into the opposite field gap for him.
Gore's 3-0, and Grisham lofts it into left field. Should be an easy play for Duran, although a lot of sunshine out there. One away.
Interesting 3-0 swing right there.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
I don't know. A guy who can struggle with command. He's throwing 3 straight balls to you, lefty on lefty. Batting in the 7th hole in a way for a reason today, because a lefty's on the mound. You're not batting first.
Lex on the mound, and Grisham, really, it hasn't been a great start for him, at least in terms of average. He has driven the ball. Here's Max Schumann, the starting shortstop for the Yankees today. Right-handed hitter, and time called. Schumann, he was called up from Scranton Wilkes-Barre prior to the game on April 28th. It was on a Tuesday, so we're like 10 days now. He's had 1 at bat in 10 days. They've used him a couple of times as a defensive replacement, a guy with a lot of flexibility. It's been a while since he's played shortstop. Yankees have used him in the outfield. And he watches up and away, 1-1. Well, he was showing bunt on that first pitch.
Yeah, which makes it, to me, even more interesting if you're looking at team strategy, 3-0 count. If you make him throw 1 for a strike and maybe he walks you, now the bunt is a lot more effective if you go 2nd and 3rd if you get it down.
2-1. Or this has sometimes been the story with him. The balls and strikes. The ratio's not out of whack at the moment. 10 balls, 23 strikes. It's just long at bats. Make it difficult for him to go deep into games at 2-1. There's a swing and a miss by Schumann. Fastball rushed right past him.
You know, luckily you had Eovaldi. Kind of really like Eovaldi going ahead of him, because you know you can get innings out of him to give your bullpen. If they need to pick up 4 or 5 innings, they can that next day.
Full count now. Evo was great yesterday. Allowed the 1 run, but 8 outstanding innings. Time called here, and Schumann will manicure the batter's box. The first time out of this at bat was a Rangers timeout. McMahon at second. Gore looks at him, and now the 3-2. Foul ball. So we're in an era now, Mike, where we value offensively the home run, right, in a big way, and we value the walk, getting on base. On the pitching side, there's extraordinary value placed on strikeouts, and we call those the 3 true outcomes. Defense has nothing to do with those. And so there's been at times a focus on those elements. 3-2. High pop-up, foul ground. Jansen racing over, and he makes the catch. 2 away. I bring it up because Mackenzie Gore, 45% of his plate appearances this year have resulted in one of those 3 true outcomes. Lots of walks, lots of strikeouts, and then the occasional home run.
You know what I wonder, and I don't know this, I've never asked Mackenzie Gore this, and I don't know if he would really want to answer this. Because he got traded early on in his career and went to arguably the worst defensive team in all of baseball the last few years, the Washington Nationals, if he was conditioned at an early age to, 1, I can strike out guys. 2 is I've seen the ball hit too many times to my defense and they're not making plays to me. So I'm just going to try to strike out everybody from pitch number 1.
Yeah. You'd understand that.
Right. And that's just the mental challenge of sports, of life, of specifically baseball and pitching, is sometimes your defense, especially at an early age when you don't know any better, you've never played big league ball anywhere else, is I think I need to strike more guys out. They're telling me to strike guys out, and then my defense is telling me also, you really need to strike them out because we're not going to make plays for you.
2-strike pitch, and Escara hits it on 1 hop down to first. Berger shows off his speed, and he gets Escara. The inning is over. A leadoff double doesn't blossom for the Yankees. We've played 2 today in the Bronx, 1-0.
There's nothing that compares quite like playing for a professional sports team in New York, and Brandon Nimmo knows that well. He was traded from the New York Mets this offseason, and this is just his second game back in New York. He told me a couple days ago, he said it's almost like a factor that can't be measured playing in this city, almost in the same way that team chemistry can't be measured. Some players love it, and others it just doesn't work for them. He said he didn't really realize until he was traded to Texas just how much pressure he got from playing here, since he's now able to focus more on baseball than he even was in the past. But Mike, I'm curious for you, how would you describe the pressure that comes with playing in this city, knowing that you played for the Mets in the past?
When it's going well, there's at times no place better to play. And when it's not going well, there's no worse place to play.
Yeah, that's it. It magnifies everything, good and bad. Nimmo fouls that one away, 0-2.
It is eaten up. This town has eaten up some really good baseball players, and then they leave and they become pretty good baseball players again. And other guys do thrive in this environment.
Back off the plate with ball 1. Nimmo really good at bat in the first inning. That was against Paul Blackburn, who opened the game for New York today. And he shoots that out to left field. It takes Bellinger back, and on a little leap, he makes the catch. Kind of a galloping grab in the corner. 1 away.
It's just tough if the ball hangs up in the air. This ball's hit pretty good, but if it hangs up in the air, whether Bellinger's playing right field, center field, or left field, he's one of the best at chasing them down. Got the shades on.
Gold Glove outfielder, and you do today so far I've noticed the outfielders wearing the shades. Duran swings at the first pitch, hits that one well, deep out to left. It's gone, and Duran gets the Rangers on the board. Boy, Ezekiel Duran, he's been swinging the great bat. His second home run of the year ties this game at 1.
What a bounce back season for Ezekiel Duran. Gets a pitch inside, turn, burn, and no doubt about it, he got out of the box in a hurry, but that one got out of the ballpark in a hurry. Nothing Bellinger could do about that.
Two balls and no strikes now on Seager. So big home run by Duran. Rangers yesterday used the long ball. Seager and Evan Carter. And that was on their way to a 6-1 victory. And it is a fairly simple equation in baseball. The home runs go a long way toward winning games. 2-2 now on Corey. With almost every team, you can find some number when they homer. What's their record when they don't homer? And it's pretty cut and dry. Makes a big difference. Rangers 2 games over when they hit home runs. When they don't homer, they're 5-9.
I like that they have on the board here Corey Seager, with the bases empty in his career, has 137 home runs with also 137 RBIs.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh.
Makes sense.
He draws the walk here. Second time he's been walked today. It'll bring up Josh Young. Young was hit by a pitch in the first inning. First pitch he saw, right? I think.
Yep.
Blackburn was trying to come in on him. Just got a piece of his jersey. And Josh this time went far enough around. A swinging strike. Young saw his 13-game hitting streak come to a close last night. And that offer last night dropped his batting average to .323. He's now 3rd in the American League. So, he's been on such a tear. There's a strike. 1-2 the count.
Handled adversity well to start the year too.
Yeah, because to not have a hit in those games in March, it was a tough start. 1-2 pitch, and he watches one away. And that's been the biggest part of it for Josh, has just been his control of the strike zone. He seems to be seeing the ball just so well. And hits this one sharply on the ground. Chisholm with a slow feed to second, the relay to first in time for the double play. 4-6-3, and the inning is done. But the Rangers get on the board. A tie game thanks to the bat of Ezekiel Duran, his second home run of the year. We're tied at 1.
Our Chevy under the hood are the Rangers pitchers versus the Yankees this season. Coming into this one, 195 batting average. These have been updated here. 151 batting average with runners on, and a 154 batting average with runners in scoring position. Led by Nathan Eovaldi.
Yeah. Another dominant performance last night for Evo. As we get going here, bottom of the third. It's the top of the lineup for the Yankees: Goldschmidt, Judge, and Bellinger. The Yankees team off to an incredible 25-12 start. In the air down the right field line, but that one goes foul. 0-2.
Here's what I've noticed, Dave, and we'll maybe see when Aaron Judge comes up. I feel like the sugar and being at the park for multiple hours has
Yep.
worn down the kids a little bit.
I think you're right. They've hit the wall. No balls, 2 strikes on Goldschmidt. And boy, he just did get a piece there to stay alive. It looked like it got a piece too of Danny's right hand. That's no fun. Ouch.
And the thigh too, right? Like hand to thigh. Oh.
Yeah, he'll realize the pain in the thigh later. The hand took priority, I think. 0-2. And that's in the dirt. Did he go? No. According to Ramon de Jesus. Goldschmidt, former MVP in the National League, the 1-2 pitch to him, and he takes low. 2-2. Came up, was a dominant force with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's played for the Cardinals. And he swings and misses. That's strike 3. Gore picks up his 3rd strikeout today.
Well, this is the great four-seam fastball here. Gore at 97. Challenge pitch. Bottom of the zone. Goldschmidt can't catch up.
Good first out. Here's Aaron Judge, who takes outside. Judge lined to Josh Young at 3rd base in the 1st inning. Really good reaction play by Young to steal one from the big right-handed slugger. Gore runs it in. It's 2-0.
With the numbers against him, I know it's bases empty in 3rd inning. I'd be careful here.
Not afraid to walk him?
Not afraid.
Okay. High fly ball, right field. Peterson getting to the spot, and he makes the catch. 2 around. We have time here for Academy Sports and Outdoors. A 2-away. And now Bellinger. He had the triple in the 1st inning. He takes strike 1. The triple drove in the Yankees run in the 1st inning. They had 2 triples in the 1st. And Gore gets him to foul that one back. It's 0-2.
Well, you'd love for Gore here, either this pitch or the next pitch. Bellinger, very good hitter, but to get the final out of this inning and stay under 55 pitches.
1-2. Well, you know Bellinger's going to give him a good battle. Walks more than he strikes out. One-two pitch, and he pops that one up left side of the infield. Seager calling for it. He takes it, and the inning is done. A 1-2-3 3rd inning for Mackenzie Gore. That's 3 strikeouts today, including this one of the former National League MVP Paul Goldschmidt. It stays tied at 1.
Ford leaderboard on this Thursday afternoon. OPS versus right-handed pitchers this season. Rangers rank 5th in all of baseball, just over 800 OPS. Good list to be on.
Yeah, for sure. And they're right-handed hitters and left-handed hitters have handled the righties well. Here's Jock Peterson. And Jock will take low and in for a ball. Peterson grounded out in the first inning. That was against a different pitcher, Paul Blackburn, who had the start. Now it's Brendan Beck making his major league debut today, and this one is lined into right field, base hit. So good start to the 4th inning.
Gets a pitch on the plate, sinking down and away, stays in the strike zone, and Peterson lines it into right field. See if you can take advantage of big league debut and getting a leadoff guy on.
Berger lined out his first time up. Now this is the second go round for Beck. His day started with Berger in the 2nd inning. So we'll see if the familiarity for the Rangers helps him at all in their second look at him. Berger comes up empty, 1-1.
How many days do you start with a Berger?
I'll start many days with a Berger. If I do, it's usually kind of a reaction to the previous night. It puts me in that position. 1-1. And that's a strike. Close. Berger falls behind 1-2. How often do you find yourself starting your day with a Berger?
Very rare.
Yeah.
But doesn't seem like a bad choice.
No, I think there's merit to it for sure. Ground ball. Chisholm waits. The flip to second for 1 out. The throw on to first, not in time. That was a slow developing ground ball, and not a whole lot Chisholm could do with it. So Berger hustling down the line keeps the Rangers out of that double play.
Good effort from Berger off the end of the bat. It breaks, tosses the bat, and gets down to first as fast as he can and avoids the double play.
So 1 out. Evan Carter, the hitter. And Evan takes a curveball for a strike. You can see, though, his reaction initially. You read that, thought about it, but didn't wisely let that one go. He hit a ball well in the second. Lined out to right field. It's a whole 0-2, though.
Did you see Carter's reaction after that foul ball? He was mad at himself. He felt like that was a very hittable pitch that he could have ran for a while on.
I don't know why necessarily I would say this to that end, though. 0-2. And that bounces up there. I do get the sense that the Rangers feel like they can get to this guy.
Yeah, very hittable, and you can see Carter right here. Probably one of his favorite fastball locations right there, middle.
He might have dropped a dag nabbit after that one. It's all during fastball. One, two. And he takes low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We know that Evan will work an at bat, and he's going to force Beck to throw him a strike. He's not going to go chase him.
Not that no big leaguer will swing at that pitch. Carter usually doesn't, but those are in AAA. You get swings and misses at times on those pitches.
2-2. And he goes after this one, pops it up down that third baseline. McMahon flipped on the shades, took the shades off, and makes the catch. 2 down. Well, that seems challenging to me.
Yeah, and you asked about it a few weeks ago about the flips, and I was like, I don't think anybody wears those anymore. And McMahon does.
I think there's a real skill there. He flipped them down and then he flipped them back up. He went the full journey on that one. So 2 outs. And it's in the hands of Danny Jansen. Danny way out in front of the splitter.
Do you think he flipped them back up? Because as he flipped them down, he's like, I don't see the ball as well. But he had to still see the ball, right? Because if he loses the ball there, he's really in trouble. He said, I just need to see it a little bit better to catch it.
No, because they're pretty dark.
Yeah.
Those are real shades. Well, he's just stripped them completely off.
That was pretty impressive to flip them back.
I'm with you. I think you just fight through it if you've already flipped them down, but that's low. I experimented with them a couple times years ago, right? Just horsing around. Because when I was a kid, that was maybe the coolest thing a big leaguer could do.
Yes.
Right? Flipping the shades down off your cap. Whoa.
In fact, Dave, I might have a Christmas present for you.
1-1, and Jansen hits this one way up in the air. Everybody converging near center field, and the catch made out there by Grisham. He just left the shades on the whole time. Inning done. Rangers leave a man. We've played 3.5 so far this afternoon. It's a 1-1 game.
Choctaw Casinos and Resorts game within the game as hitters this season for the Yankees. 166 walks. That's second most in baseball. 4.5 walks per game. Third most in baseball. But against the Rangers in the 5 games leading up to this one, 8 walks, 1.6 walks per game. Fewest of any team this season they have faced. Give a lot of credit to the Rangers. Hey, give a lot of credit to Mackenzie Gore so far through 3. Worked out of that first inning with only giving up a run on maybe a couple balls that, yeah, they were triple single, but, you know, you work out of that and only give up 1. And you are, you know, look, Jock Peterson is doing his best out there. They said, we need you today because of Nimmo only being able to DH, but, you know, if Nimmo's out there, maybe that first inning's a little bit different.
Breaking ball, and this ball hit well out into left field, and Duran tracks it down. Rosario retired to begin the 4th inning. Well, Skip Schumacher made it clear before the ball game. Jock was in there today in right field, not as a defensive solution. He's, you know, he's like, look, he's out there because we need the bat and we want the offense today. And there will be a time in the ball game where he is shifted out of that position for those obvious defensive reasons. This is in the air left field, and it takes Duran back, but he makes the catch. 2 gone.
You talked to Skip about that?
Yeah.
Did he think about Duran, obviously a good outfielder, can play either corner, that he felt like the ball would be hit more to left field, or because left field is bigger here? Was there any?
He did comment on right field being a little bit easier to patrol based on his. I think it was Matt put it today earlier on Rangers game day. Just total acreage, right? It's not a huge right field, and also he pointed out the shorter wall, and he just thought, like, well, okay, I think he can handle right field. Obviously Zeke's been doing a nice job on those opportunities in left, and that one is downstairs 2-0. But it's a bullpen day, and you know that you're going to get righties, you're going to get lefties, and that at some point that means when they bring in a lefty, you're gonna swap him out, and then also you're gonna have then your better defensive outfielder out there in the critical late innings. But this team needs the offensive help right now, and he thought that would be more valuable at the moment. Yeah, it's a balance.
Yeah.
But he was excited. Hicksy was talking about that on game day as well. Really excited to get out there and play right field. 3-1 to McMahon. Well, Gore has retired. What, 8 straight now? But he loses McMahon. How about again McMahon? Right, not in the game, not in the lineup today. But then that collision with the wall in left field by Dominguez means McMahon has to suddenly just be thrust into the scenario against a tough lefty. He's doubled and walked.
Yeah, and the reason he was out today is because they said, well, this is a good day off. Lefty throwing mid to high 90s. Not a great matchup, and there he is getting on base again.
Gore will work on Grisham, gets him to swing at strike 1. 1-1 score today, so this Rangers pitching again giving the club a chance. Grisham takes a little high. Going back to your point, to open the inning, right, is we've seen the numbers that the Yankees have put up this year. They're impressive, but I say all but for maybe one game in this series, and I mean the 6-game series. The Rangers pitching has done a very nice job. This a tough pop up, and it drops in. Everybody is safe. That has happened a couple of times now. Now that one was in a really difficult spot.
It was. Seager did everything he could because Young loses it in the sun. Gore knows not to catch it. He sees it the whole way.
Scored a hit.
Boy, that's, I'd say, 3 unfavorable hits now against Gore today.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Those are tough. So 2 base runners now, and Schumann, the hitter.
You know, I just thought of this. I don't know how this popped in my head, but I thought, gosh, if Gore would have stayed with it, but you're really not supposed to. Do you remember when Matt Bush and Joey Gallo ran into each other because Bush, being a former shortstop, was like, I can catch it, don't worry, and then they crushed each other.
That was awful. You have to peel off, right? Even though he could have made that play. Bounce down to first. Nice snag by Berger. Good throw to first, and Gore gets there ahead of Schumann, and the inning is over. So Berger turns in a nice one right there.
Great defensive play. Gore getting over quickly. Berger with the great feed, and Gore gets out of a big situation. Rangers come back home on Friday versus the Cubs at Globe Life Field. Get your tickets at Rangers.com.
Boy, yeah, another great series. Have you seen what they've been doing with Cincinnati?
Yes.
3 straight walk-off wins at Wrigley. They've won shooting for 15 straight, I think, at home. How about that? Last 21 games, they are 18-3 and just crushing.
We're playing a team right now that's 15-3 in their last 18, and we're about to take on a team that's 18-3 in their last 21.
That's right. So Beck goes to work in this 5th inning. Alejandro Osuna batting for Foscue. So the Rangers go to their bench in the 5th inning. And that one misses. Ball 2. You don't know exactly how a team's going to go about deploying their bullpen on a bullpen day. But Schumacher feeling like, look, we're 5th inning now. This guy's obviously, he's a starter in the minor leagues. He's stretched out. Looks like he could go a number of innings today. And so might as well get those left-handed sticks in there. So Foscue's day is a short one. Struck out in the 2nd inning. The 3-1 pitch, and Osuna takes ball 4, so he walks to open the frame. And he heads to first, and we slide over for Cutwater.
Real cocktails, perfectly mixed. Cutwater.
So much for that long outing. Brennan Beck had been stretched out, but that's going to do it. Aaron Boone says thank you for getting us to this point. The potential go-ahead run on base in the 5th inning for the Rangers, and here comes a lefty out of that Yankees pen. One to score. Top of the 5th inning. Rangers have the lead man on, and the Yankees on this bullpen day, they will go to the long lefty Tim Hill here.
Well, he's pitched in 16 games, and it feels like this is his 6th appearance against the Rangers this year.
No kidding.
1.26 ERA.
So 2nd reliever used by New York today. They started with Paul Blackburn. Brendan Beck made his big league debut and now lifted for Hill. So left on left with Nimmo at the plate. Osuna is on via the walk, and that one is fouled away. And strike 1. Nimmo's been so good for the Rangers, 0 for 2 so far today. And he finds himself in a hole 0-2. He has not enjoyed facing Tim Hill in his career, that has not been a matchup that has worked all that well for Nimmo. Hitting under 100 against him, but there's a flare into center field, and that's a base hit. Osuna got a good jump, heads to third, and the Rangers have him on the corners. Oh, reverse jinx that one right into right into being. Using those powers for good.
Tim Hill tough on lefties. He leaves this one out over the middle of the plate, and Nimmo does his job, and Osuna gets a great read, and with his speed makes it easily to third.
That could be right there a very critical at bat in this game. Because now that one is blasted. Diving stop second. They'll get the out there. It scores a run though. Duran reaches on the fielder's choice, gets Osuna to the plate, and the Rangers have their first lead of the ball game. It's 2-1.
And good job of hitting. I thought for sure this was a base hit off of the bat, but give Chisholm a lot of credit diving and getting an out on that play.
Yeah, it was a big hit for Nimmo, and then it's a big defensive play there by Chisholm. All of it results in a Rangers run. And now Seager, and he lifts that out to left field. Ball carrying well out there. Bellinger back near the wall, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. And Duran had wandered pretty far off first base, had to hustle back.
The sun is above us, so we can't tell exactly where it is, and there's not much shade right now. But I think Bellinger was fighting the sun here and played it off to the side so the sun never got into his eyes. Just a professional outfielder making sure that I'm not going to get behind this ball because the sun might get in the way that way.
So with 2 out, Josh Young steps in. Yeah, I'm starting to think that Bellinger knows what he's doing in the outfield. Little chopper back near the mound. Hill comes off for it. Fires a strike to first to get Young, and the inning is done. But the Rangers using maybe a little small ball, a free base runner, a base hit, and a fielder's choice. And they have the 2-1 lead.
Jock Peterson was walking around the clubhouse this morning at 10 a.m., eye black on, dressed and ready to go for his first time in the outfield since 2023. He was super excited. He played the outfield growing up, and when he came to the Rangers, he said he thought he'd never play the outfield again, but he said today you just never know when an opportunity could be your last, so to be able to play right field here in Yankee Stadium is a really cool moment for me. And when he caught that pop-up from Judge in the third inning, the entire dugout applauded him. Just reminds you that this is a kid's game, and it's meant to be enjoyed, and I think Jock is definitely enjoying his experience out there today.
Yeah, and you see Osuna's glove There's a bouncer right side of the infield. And Zeke makes a nice play to get Escara. So Duran moving to second base. Osuna now out in left field. And the lineup turns over for Goldschmidt. This will be third time through now for Mackenzie Gore. And he delivers low to Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt had the triple and the strikeout. That triple ended up being the first run of the game. Boy, you see those numbers third time through, it's trouble. This one's lined out to left field. Osuna with a good reaction just does get to it and grabs that sinking liner 2 away.
Ooh. The ball will find you. And Osuna, a good defensive outfielder, fighting the sun, gets a pretty good jump on it, makes a nice catch a foot above the ground.
Yeah, I think the sun may have given just a slight hesitation for him getting started after that ball. But he made the play, and so now it's Judge. Gore delivers, and that's fouled away. It's quickly 0-2. Judge is lined out and flied out today. One run, 4 hits for New York this afternoon. The Rangers 2 runs on 3 hits. Rangers have had a ton of free base runners. 5 walks and a hit batter have helped the cause. Judge pops this one up out into right field, and Peterson gets to it. Whoa, that sun will make the knees weak at the last moment, but Jock makes the catch. Okay, that's fun.
Well, Jock Peterson goes down to the knees, gets the fair catch, and the Rangers take the ball at the 25-yard line. Baylor, Scott and White help game diagnosis. We go back to the last inning. Osuna pinch hitting draws the walk. Lefty on lefty. Nimmo gets the base hit. First and third with nobody out. Ezekiel Duran almost gets a base hit, but gets the RBI on the fielder's choice, and the Rangers take the lead playing baseball.
All right, 2-1 the score, and Peterson's day is done. Andrew McCutchen will pinch hit for him here. And the first pitch from Hill is taken up for ball 1. And it's fouled over to the right side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Getting an announcement on Jason Dominguez. There's a strike, 1-2. One-two to McCutchen outside.
So it sounds like Dominguez is under concussion protocol.
Okay.
And he's getting an MRI on his left shoulder right now.
Oh my. Okay. 2-2 pitch and a slider ties up McCutchen, and he strikes out to start the 6th inning. Well, that is how the game started. It was on the play to left field, and Jason Dominguez with a terrible crash up against the wall, and a wall with no padding, although I don't know how much a couple inches of padding would have really helped. First pitch to Berger is outside for a ball. Here's the play, and he goes in hard. Oh, goodness. So, under concussion protocol, and you could tell immediately by his reaction and the way they were attending to him out there that that was probably going to be an issue. But then the shoulder also looked like it might be a problem. And so the MRI on that as well, as they were really looking at that, the clavicle?
Yeah, they were looking at first it was like the top of the shoulder, then near the neck, and then the clavicle area. And
you hear the AC joint a lot. That sometimes can take a beating in baseball. So it's who knows. The Yankees will have to figure that out. The 1-2 pitch and a high pop-up back of first base. Goldschmidt looking up into that sunshine, makes the catch. And Berger retired.
a lot of pop-ups lately, and you can see the sun in the shades of Goldschmidt. Stays with it and makes the play.
Well, he's got a whole shelf of gold gloves at home because he's really good at that. And with 2 outs, here comes the pitching coach for the Yankees. So they're not making a move here, or at least it wouldn't appear that way. Seen a decent amount of Matt Blake in the 6 games here. 6 games over a span of about 10 days. A lot of Yankees recently. A Yankees team that is as hot as any in baseball. Maybe the only team hotter.
The Cubs.
Because they're coming to Arlington tomorrow. Chicago Cubs.
I wonder if that was a discussion, maybe not with Hill, a little bit with Hill, to be like, watch out for a bunt.
And there is a bunt. And it's dragged over to that right side. Grisham with a glove flip and flips it high in the air and way over first. Then a little collision.
This was an awesome bunt. I mean, you want to push it past the left-handed pitcher. He hit it hard, but with his speed, if he gets it past the pitcher and makes the first baseman slash second baseman have to make a play on the ball, he's going to get a lot of hits that way.
Yeah, that's perfectly executed. And so the Rangers have another base runner with 2 outs here. And that does get Aaron Boone out there in those aviators, and he'll make the move. A bunt single for Evan Carter. Rangers up by a run here in the 6th.
Evan Carter just laid down a really nice bunt there off of Tim Hill. He first started doing it all the way back in Sacramento. The first time he did it this season, it wasn't a great bunt and went straight back to the pitcher, but he was only out by half a step. And Travis Jankowski told him that, yeah, that was a really bad bunt, Evan. It was a sack situation and everyone knew you were doing it, but you were only out by half a step. That should give you more confidence. And that actually really clicked for Evan. He realized if he can just put down an average bunt, he could be safe.
The reason they're picking there is a lot of times when you bunt with 2 outs and you make it safe, you run first pitch and you try to make it a double with 2 outs. And you give your guy at bat a chance to knock you in with a base hit.
Brent Hedrick, the new pitcher. And his first offering to Jansen is hit high in the air to center. Grisham finding that sun, makes a catch. Hardly any chance to get any running going in this 6th inning. Great bunt single by Evan Carter. We go to the bottom of the 6th in New York City. It's 2-1 Rangers. All right, back here in New York. Rangers with a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Beautiful day here. Game time temperature was 60 degrees. It's warmed up a little bit since then. Mackenzie Gore back out for a 6th inning here this afternoon and working with a very narrow lead.
This will be his 3rd time this year he's worked into the 6th inning. It hasn't gone well so far, but he's done a good job with his pitch count in this game to give himself a chance to be successful here.
Well, he works to the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the lineup today for the Yankees. The run he allowed back in the 1st inning. And Bellinger fouls off strike 2. So no balls, 2 strikes on Bellinger. 76 pitches. Now you look at how things have worked out for him this year based on pitch count. Really good for 75 pitches, but a batting average of 400 once he crosses that threshold. So we'll see how that works out today. Now, Mike, we've talked about this off the air, you and I, on a number of occasions. There might be reasons why it looks like that could be sort of irrelevant, I guess, today because of the way he has conserved pitches.
Yeah, he is recently been at pitch 76 early in the 4th, maybe to start the 5th inning. Well, that's too many pitches getting to pitch 76 early in the game. He's been much more efficient, so he should have more energy right now entering the 6th inning. So that's the tough thing, is it's hard to explain, but 76 pitches isn't 76 pitches all the time. There's a difference on when you're at pitch 76.
The payoff, and this one hit out toward right field, down the line, foul. Our new right fielder, Andrew McCutchen, chases it down. So Andrew taking over out there. Gore going to the hip, and that pitch comm device to call what pitch he wants right here. 3-2, and the sinker off the outside corner. So he's walked Bellinger.
Tough batter, but not a great start to this inning.
Lead man on, and a guy who does have speed. Gore not easy to run on, though. The left-hander to the plate, and that's fouled over to the right side. Strike one. Ahmed Rosario started the game at third base, and he was there for one hitter. And then had to move out to right field. And Gore runs that in a little bit tight. 1-1. Talked a little bit about how the Yankees have been on just a torrid run offensively and in terms of just winning games. That's down the line, foul. The Rangers today are in a position where if you win the ball game, you can win the series, and the Yankees haven't lost a series since, I don't know, like the second week of the season, or rather first week of the season. This one is high in the air, left field. Osuna started back, now racing in, and he can't get to it. Everybody is safe. Rosario bloops one out there, and it's clear that Osuna's having a little trouble picking up the ball under these conditions today.
Yeah, he took at least 2 steps back, then froze. Yeah, there's the 3 steps back, freeze, sprint in. He gives a great effort after not reading it, but there's nothing you can do after the bad read.
Checks out his card now to make sure that he's positioned correctly here. So Gore, a little pressure on now. A couple of men on, and Grisham coming up. Yeah, the last time the Yankees lost a series, they were swept by the Rays in the second week of April. And they are putting some pressure on here in the 6th inning. A swing and a miss at the curveball. Chisholm comes up empty. Young in tight at third base. Worried that Chisholm might try to sneak a bunt down that third base line. Instead, he pops it up, an infield fly. They don't actually have to catch this one, but Seager does. One away. That is a big out.
You could see Seager, you could actually hear it from up here, Seager calling it, going, I'm catching this. Everybody else out of my way.
It might have been some of the yelling you were hearing was Chisholm. He said this bat stinks. He'll get a new one.
It'd be interesting if he doesn't.
Boy, make it really tough too. Here's McMahon. A double and a walk today. Gore would love to see him hit one on the ground. And that pitch a little low, ball 1. McMahon has hit into 3 double plays this year. Gore has had precious few ground balls today, though. It's fouled back. 1-1. It's only been the guys at the very bottom of the order, Schumann and Escara, I think, who have actually hit ground balls. Got some pop-ups, some fly balls. The 1-1. Yeah, that's very high. Jansen up out of the crouch. And immediately you can see again You can see Gore going to that pitch comp. So he has something very much in mind here. You see it occasionally with him where he's very quick to that box, knows how he wants to respond. The 2-1, and he misses low with a curve.
Keeping the guys close and not stealing is important. I don't want to say it's not important, but in this situation, making sure your legs are underneath you on pitch 91 and now 92 is more important. You pitch from the ground up, and you don't want to be so quick holding on the runners that you don't allow your arm to catch up to your body.
3-1, and that is a swing. Full count now on McMahon. He tried to stop but couldn't.
Good call.
So big full count now. Gore checks second base, and the pitch, that one is going to be challenged. Rangers want to take a look at that.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher's challenged.
McMahon is having none of it. Man, that is close.
Called correct. Texas has one challenge remaining.
Wow.
Good risk reward there, though. Close enough to challenge, and if you got the strikeout there, that would have been a big out.
So with the walk, the bases are now loaded. And that gets Jordan Teagues out to the hill. Now, you showed us in the open earlier today the change in repertoire for Gore.
Right.
He had added to the fastball and taken away from the curve.
Yeah.
How is that looking today?
Oh, good call. I will check that out. I would say that he hasn't fallen behind on a lot of hitters today. So I would say maybe better. The other thing, too, it just matters your scouting report on each team game to game and where you're going to go with stuff like that.
Well, there you go. So 44% with a four-seam. Curveball's a little bit up today. Jordan Teagues told me before the ball game that he'd had a little trouble recently getting the feel for those secondary pitches recently, and the guys weren't hitting the fastball as well against him, which is maybe why he had made a little bit of that tweak the last two times out. This is a big at bat here with Grisham, and he misses with a slider, ball one.
Well, he's trying to throw that one for a strike, lefty on lefty, to get that first pitch take strike one, but wasn't able to execute it.
2 walks in the inning, bases loaded, and it's 1-1 as Grisham comes up empty.
Uncomfortable swing there.
Now you got a good matchup left on left here. Grisham flew out to left field his first time up. He had the pop-up that dropped in the 4th inning. And he lifts that into left field. Osuna sprinting out to his left, and that's over his head and rolls to the wall. Bellinger's in. Rosario scores. McMahon being sent to the plate. He will touch it. A bases clearing double for Trent Grisham. And that flips the game. It's now 4-2 New York.
Well, this ball's hit well, lefty on lefty. Osuna playing in, gives a good effort, can't get to it, and gives the Yankees the 4-2 lead. And unfortunately for Gore, the line's not going to look as good as he threw the ball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Schumacher out there to get the baseball. Gore battled today, ran into some trouble here with the 6th inning, and Jalen Beeks will take over on the hill when we come back.
4-2 Yankees, bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Runner on second base. Our TXU Energy Power Stats, bullpen ERA. This season, the Rangers #1, Yankees #3, MLB average 4.19. Rangers bullpen has been getting the job done. Don't want to paint on that starting pitcher here. You got to get out of this one with leaving that runner on base.
He goes after Schumann, and he fouls off strike 1, so 1 out in the inning. 3 runs have scored on that Grisham double. A 4-2 ball game. Good numbers for Beeks this year, and that one's fouled back. 0-2. Now the Rangers have done some of their better work offensively in the late innings, and they're going to have to today. Well, they had the 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the 6th. You certainly, I think, were justified in thinking that might not be enough. You're going to want to be able to score more than 2 runs if you're going to win a game in this ballpark. Schumann 0 for 2 today. He's popped out and grounded out. And Beeks delivers, and he strikes out Schumann here. 2 gone.
Beeks does a nice job there at 88. Bottom of the zone, getting the swing over the top. Needs 1 more out to keep it a 2-run game.
All right, Escara, the backup catcher for the Yankees, will take ball 1. Escara has ended on the ground twice today. 0 for 2. And he kind of check swings that one out into left field, and it's going to be enough to get Grisham to the plate. Boy, what a tough and in some ways unlucky half inning. 4-run score.
This is just bad luck for Beeks. He gets the check swing, and I guess Escara's maybe favorite pop singer is Britney Spears with "Oops, I Did It Again."
Timely reference. Escara is on, and here comes Goldschmidt like pennies from heaven. Here's 3 coins in a fountain. Goldschmidt had the triple back in the first. 1 for 3 today. Boy, a 4-run 6th inning. This is a danger of a good offensive team in this ballpark. And what's maddening about it, Mike, is that Grisham, he hit that ball well. The big double. But 2 walks to a couple of left-handed hitters by Gore. The Rosario hit into left field. Then the Escara, excuse me, flare. I mean, man alive.
Yeah, you give the Yankees credit, but you also can look at the Rangers side and go, well, you gave them the opportunity.
Yeah. 2-1. That's up and out. 3 balls and a strike on Goldschmidt. So 5 runs on 7 hits now for the Yankees. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Rangers. Hammered foul. Paul Goldschmidt, he's been at it for a long time. 16th big league season, and he takes downstairs. He'll walk. Yankees have a couple of base runners. And that gets Aaron Judge to the plate today with a couple of men on. Not how you would line that one up. And to that end, the Rangers are going to go ahead and make a change here. Skip Schumacher out to the mound. You don't want a right-hander against Judge. 4 runs across in this 6th inning. Good ball game for the Rangers. Slipping away a little bit in this 6th inning. It's 5-2. Five-2. Bottom of the 6th inning. Cole Winn needs an out to get this thing to the 7th, and he'll have to deal with Aaron Judge.
15 games this year with the 5.27 ERA and looking to keep the runners on base.
Scarra at second, Goldschmidt at first. Judge 0 for 3 so far today. And Winn gets one up near the hands for ball 1. Now the numbers are a little frightening when you look at them for Aaron Judge. And he hits this one sharply into left field. That's a base hit. Escara to third. They waving. The throw will be cut off. RBI single for Judge. It's 6-2 New York. And they batted around.
Well, you didn't want to walk Goldschmidt. I know Beeks wasn't trying to. He was giving his best effort, but when you put an extra guy on base for the best hitter in the American League, it makes it tough.
Still first and second. Cody Bellinger now. He started the inning with a walk. And Winn starts him off with ball 1. Challenge now, a real big one for the Rangers in the remaining 3 at-bats they have. 1-1 to count. We're going to have to get to work against that Yankees pen. It has been a bullpen day today for New York. 1-1 pitch, and that is up and out. Winn's command hasn't been as sharp this year. The 2-1. And that is on the ground and through the left side. That's a base hit. Goldschmidt heading to the plate. It's just death by 1,000 paper cuts in this 6th inning. 7-2.
Oh, pitch that stays up, outer part of the plate. Cody Bellinger does what you need to do with that pitch. Drive it hard, opposite field.
Boy, he has been a menace in this series, Bellinger. Started the inning with a walk. Here's Ahmed Rosario, and he hits one on the ground shortstop. Seager flips it to the bag, and they'll force out Bellinger to end the inning. A 6-run inning, though, for New York, and they have taken a commanding lead as we head to the 7th. Well, Yankees have built a pretty sizable advantage all of a sudden. A 6-run 6th inning makes it 7-2. Great crowd here today. 42,729 in attendance. Thursday afternoon in the Bronx. Folks enjoying the crisp but very lovely spring weather here. And they're enjoying a red-hot Yankees start to 2026. Rangers have got time left, though, as Sam Haggerty hits in this 7th inning, and he watches ball 1 from Hedrick. Hedrick came in to get that final out last inning. And Haggerty batting for Osuna. Bounces that one to shortstop. Schumann throws him out, 1 away. We've got a moment here. How about we hear from Baylor Scott and White Health? Well, here's Brandon Nimmo. 1 for 3 today, and he takes downstairs. Rangers got a run in the 3rd on the Duran homer. Added a run in the 5th inning. It was Duran reaching on a fielder's choice. That fielder's choice, though, was really kind of set up by Nimmo's single to center. It allowed, at the time, Osuna to get to 3rd base. There's a strike, 2-1. Now, Rangers, they need base runners. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nimmo DHing today. He's been working back from a hamstring injury suffered almost a week ago now. On top of it, he just banged one off his foot or ankle. It's no fun.
Umpires are very good with the pitch clock in these situations, giving the hitter time.
Yeah. Little bouncer left side of the infield. McMahon, sure-handed third baseman, throws out Nimmo. 2 away. Oh, Yankee Stadium. Here comes Babe Ruth. Zeke. A walk, a home run. RBI fielder's choice. He's been good again today. He's been a hot hitter for this Rangers team. Double on the sacrifice fly yesterday. This was the 3rd inning.
Gets a ball on the inner part of the plate, turns on it, and good times for the Rangers in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that tied the game. They would then take the lead in the 5th. But it came apart in the 6th inning. 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Vaulted the Yankees back into the lead. Duran watches one away. 2-1 the count.
Just go back to that last inning, and I just think about the ifs. Lefty on lefty to start the inning, pitch count low, but you get a walk. Then you have a pop-up to left field that you lose in the sun. You get an out, and then you walk McMahon, lefty on lefty. And then you do have to, at that point, give the Yankees credit for what they did offensively. But the first 3 guys, really 4, because you did get one of them out, you gave them free bases, and you gave them a free base by not reading the ball off the bat.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to simultaneously give credit and take a little responsibility of your own. 3-2 the count to Duran, though, and he'll shoot it foul. Today's game, one way or the other, will put an end to this road trip. A trip that took them to Detroit and New York. And they come home for a pretty challenging homestand, starting with the Cubs. 3-2. And that is off the plate. Ball 4. Duran walks for a 2nd time today.
You know, it's interesting how Duran did that, because the other day when I said I thought he struck out and then it was ball 4 and it was challenged and it stayed ball 4. He did the exact same thing there too, as he actually took 2 steps towards the third base dugout. And I was like, that's definitely a ball, but I guess this is how just Zeke takes his walks.
Seager swings through strike 1. I guess so. It's not like he's done a ton of that in his career, walking. 0-2 the count. Corey's walked twice today and flied out to left field. 2 outs. Duran with a small lead at first. And Hedrick strikes out Seager looking. Inning is over. Rangers leave a man. And in New York, it's stretch time. Yankees fans buoyed by the big half inning that has them in front at the moment. 7-2. Time for God Bless America and Take Me Out to the Ball Game, as we'll turn it over to their public address announcer, Paul Olden.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise? Remove your caps and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Marine Corps Sergeant John Paulus from Lebanon Township, New Jersey, who served in Vietnam and received the Purple Heart. The Yankees say thank you, John, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, right before. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
RSN is brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, the official casino and resort of the Texas Rangers. And by your North Texas Chevy dealers. Chevy drives Texas. Yeah, beautiful scenes from New York City. 7-2. Yankees have the lead as we move it to the bottom of the 7th this afternoon. Lots of sunshine. And Tyler Alexander comes in now out of the Rangers pen.
2.16 ERA in his 16 games.
Well, got to try and keep it here at 7-2. Rangers still have a couple of at-bats remaining.
Gets 3 lefties in a row.
True, Yankees were thrust into quite a situation in the first inning today, which forced them, I don't want to say unwittingly, I mean, it's just really there was no way around it. Aaron Boone ended up having to put the 3 lefties right next to one another in the lineup. And this one is into right field, a base hit. And Chisholm gets the 7th inning started in good fashion for the Yankees.
What do you think? I know McMahon had some time because Dominguez, it took a while, but just think about him getting a day off. It's the start of the game. You know, you think, well, I'm going to be ready. Maybe they need me to pinch hit later in this game when Gore comes out, and I'll be ready to go. And a minute into it, like, hey, you're going to play all 9 innings.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have one of my best games of the year.
It takes a strike here. Yeah, I mean, he responded. Give him credit, because that could not have been simple the way it played out. And he takes another strike, 0-2. So good job here by Alexander. Chisholm on base with a base hit. And the guy, you have to respect his speed. Tyler looking right at him and now delivers, and Chisholm got a terrible jump to throw to second, and they got him. Wow, he almost looked like took a step back to first and then broke for second base. That was a wild strike him out, throw him out double play.
Ooh. Do you think that was a hit and run?
I don't know what was going on.
Because that was not a jump to steal a base, and he decided to keep going. Usually if you were going to steal and you take that jab step back, you shut it down, but there was a swing there.
Wow, strikeout and a 2-6 caught stealing.
Well, I shouldn't say hit and run, obviously with 2 strikes. You're not hitting and running, so my bad on that. But I was just wondering why he was going at that point.
And the whole thing was baffling. And like you say, I couldn't believe he didn't slam on the brakes and retreat. 1 on Grisham. And there's so many questions I have about that. The jump. There was something on his mind. Anyway, break there for Alexander, and a good execution by Jansen, not only to make sure he gets the throw down there, but of course, you guys, they coaxed McMahon into the swinging strikeout as well. Never easy too to make that throw with all that chaos. Pretty good. 3-1 though, near miss. See if Tyler can use that break into an efficient 7th inning. Is 3-1 to Grisham, and he bounces it right side of the infield, and that one is through. That's a base hit. Beyond the outstretched dive of Duran. All right, a man on with 2 outs. Let's slide over for Globe Life.
I do think about my family's future. That's what I trust Globe Life. They've been helping families for more than 125 years. Globe Life, make tomorrow better.
Always a pleasant appearance from Elvis Andrus. Makes you just feel a little bit better about everything. And Schumann steps in, runner going. There's a swing and a miss. Throw down to second, not bad. But it's a little bit to the opposite side of the bag. Grisham has a steal. And I'm wondering, it looks like Danny nearly had an argument here for interference.
He did want it. He looked back after he threw the ball, asking for it. Schumann's still in the batter's box, though. He didn't cross over into the home plate area. Well,
close.
Yeah, maybe the front foot did cross over.
Second stolen base for Grisham this year. It's high. 1-1 to Schumann. So Schumann got the start at short. 0 for 3 so far today. They've been using him in the outfield. And he hits this one past third base. That's a fair ball. And with a stolen base, Grisham will score easily. Haggerty gathers it up out there. And Schumann with the RBI double makes it 8-2 New York.
Well, this is a good job of going down and getting it right down the third baseline, and Haggerty just plays it off the wall and gets it to third.
A 2-out run for the Yankees. 2-out single followed by a double. Now Escada, who is 1 for 3. The Rangers using Alexander here. He's the third reliever of the game. Beeks, Wynn, and now Alexander. Kinsey Gore Finally just ran out of steam in the 6th inning today. Pitched well. And then once he ran out of gas, it was done, and it was clear. And the bullpen allowed a couple of runs to score. That did not help his line at all. Boy, that's a close one there from Alexander.
So on this turn through the rotation, you look at Leiter threw great through 4 innings and was still pitching pretty darn good, but then got painted on. And what I mean by that is every runner he left on base, they all scored. Yes, the relievers get out of it with maybe no run against them, but all the runs scored against Leiter there that he left on base. Then you had DeGrom here, where he leaves 2 guys on base. He has a nice appearance, but those guys score off of him, so then his line looks a little messed up. And then today, Gore, he leaves with a couple guys on base. Or was it just 1 guy on base for him? 1 guy on base for him because of the base clearing double, but he scores too. So the Rangers this time through the rotation, I believe, had 5 inherited base runners for the starters, all scored.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot. You know, I hadn't really started putting them all together like that, but it has been a tough trip that way. And now Skip Schumacher has to go to his bullpen again. Alexander got to 2 outs, but a single, a double, and a walk after the 2 outs, and he'll exit the ball game. 8-2 New York in the 7th. So it's a 6-run deficit for the Rangers in this 7th inning. 8-2 the score. And the Rangers are going to ask Peyton Gray to get a couple of outs here.
So far in his 4 games, he's not given up a run. 5 walks, 5 Ks. Good changeup.
A really good changeup. Made his big league debut April 23rd in that game against Pittsburgh. Finished that 1st inning with a strikeout of Connor Griffin. And his first pitch here to Paul Goldschmidt is taken off the plate for ball 1. Yankees with 6 runs in the 6th inning. They've added a run here in the 7th. And that's fouled away. Rangers salvaged a win in the 3-game set with New York when they came through Arlington, winning the finale on the Nathan Eovaldi start. This time in the 3 games here in New York, they won the middle game on the Eovaldi start. Rangers dominated. Rangers also gave them a little offensive support. Now today, Gray took a lead into the bottom of the 6th inning. But suddenly this one just turned ugly. And it's 2-2 now to Goldschmidt.
So if the Yankees hold on to this one, they would be 16-3 in their last 19 games.
Yeah.
But 16-1 against Major League Baseball as long as Nathan Eovaldi isn't pitching.
Yeah. Yeah. 0-2 against Devo during that stretch. Should say it was Mackenzie Gore who took the Rangers into the 6th inning with the lead. 3-2 the count. Gray. Gray's on here in the 7th. Now he just needs one more out to get through this 7th inning. And the payoff. It is outside. So Goldschmidt draws another walk. 2nd time today he's done that.
Well, this one outside corner. It does catch the corner according to ABS there, but no challenge. Now I will say I remember this at bat in Arlington, and Judge figured out Gray after 2 pitches and was like, all right, throw me that changeup for a strike. So we'll see how this at bat goes here. He's looking changeup. That's right down the middle, and he took it.
All right, does Gray already know that?
I don't know. And Jansen obviously needs to know too, because he's the one calling the pitches.
1 strike offering. And there was the swing and miss at the changeup. Got what he wanted.
Yeah, didn't see it though out of the hand as well as he looked in Arlington.
So 0-2 the count. He likes to go to that changeup to put guys away. And he missed the outside corner with it. 1-2. 30 years old, just made his big league debut. What a journey for Peyton Gray. And the 1-2. Oh, he strikes out Aaron Judge with the bases loaded at Yankee Stadium, and Peyton Gray can put that feather in his cap.
Well, he might have been looking for it, but it doesn't matter if you execute it. Gray gets the strikeout with the bases loaded against one of the best, Aaron Judge.
Looking ahead to what's on tap, brought to you by St. Arnold Lawnmower, a beer for everyone. Well, on Rangers game day, looking forward to going around the globe with Jared and Elvis on this next homestand. Another game of mystery box, and of course, get to know your teammates. Invite you to tune in half an hour before every ball game. Rangers game day, hosted by Jared Sandler. As we go to work here in the 8th inning. And Josh Young will start things off. It'll be Young and Andrew McCutchen and Jake Berger. Bird's pitch bounced left side of the infield. McMahon slow steady over there. Throws out Young, one away. So Schumann is shifted off of shortstop as Caballero had most of the day off, but he's been the best defensive shortstop in baseball these first, what, nearly 40 games of the regular season, at least as far as defensive runs saved go. So they shore things up a little bit here in the late innings. Oh boy, too close on McCutchen there. Ball one. Andrew struck out in the 6th inning. Jake Bird deals off the plate. So Bird now in the 8th. 4th reliever of the day. You heard it, no, from Brock Ballou, our plate umpire.
Hear Bird grunting when he throws, and then the verbal call.
It's in, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to McCutchen. Rangers have a base runner. They'll need more of those as Berger comes to the plate now. Jake is lined out, popped out, reached on a fielder's choice, 0 for 3 today. And he'll take a breaking ball for strike 1. Yesterday, so many good signs for the Rangers lineup. One of those nights where it was kind of hopeful. We're seeing the team figure some things out at the plate, and maybe that would be the type of game to get some things started. But then today, just 2 runs on 4 hits. High in the air, back of second base. Oh, and nobody takes it. They'll get the force out at second.
The sun is winning today.
Man. Tell you one thing, that's why you run as a hitter, right? Berger was at first base about the time this thing hit the infield dirt. And you got to be. No, not much you can do when you're the base runner. So McCutchen was an easy out. Just a fielder's choice. It goes 4 to 6, and there's a swing and a miss by Evan Carter. That's all fun and games when you're up by 6 runs, and those things may not end up hurting you. It's also got to be a little embarrassing.
You know, on Rangers game day, Brad Miller, I would love to know, when the sun is this bad, how come they're not wearing sunglasses? Can you not see the ball off of the bat for ground balls? Is that the issue, that you don't want to wear sunglasses right now for an infielder? Because we're seeing pop-ups lost 3 times in the infield today.
What, do you think that was the sun, or do you think that was,
well, you saw
a lack of communication?
Both.
This one's popped up foul out of play, because my understanding is when the sun hits your eye like a big pizza pie, it's amore, right?
Yeah. What does amore mean?
It's love.
Okay.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Carter. In fact, they should write a song about that.
On the plane ride home, write the lyrics.
I'll work on it. The 1-2, and Carter fouls that one off.
Every time you write a lyric, I'll sing it for you, and you tell me if it sounds right through singing.
Breeze picking up a little bit up high. The pennants all blowing out toward right field. 1-2 pitch, and Carter bloops that one in the air. This is the secret weapon today. McMahon has the shades on, right?
Yep.
And he makes the catch. And so that ends the inning. The Rangers will leave a man. It's a sunny day here with the Big Apple, and the Yankees lead the Rangers 8-2.
All right, the first 10,000 fans tomorrow when the Rangers host the Cubs. You get a Jack Leiter City Connect bobblehead presented by Medical City Healthcare. Why don't you go to Rangers.com right now and get those tickets? And get there early, because it's a bobblehead.
That's right. You don't want to dally on those days because you might miss out.
Zeke with the shades, Seager with the shades. Shades are on for the Rangers up the middle.
Well, it's the bottom of the 8th inning. Cody Bellinger getting another at bat here today. He has just been everywhere in this series. Swings and misses at that one, 1-1. He has been excellent defensively. He's been on base 3 times today, driven in a couple of runs, scored a run. And that's about par for the course. I want to say Tuesday night he was on 3 times in that one, 2 doubles, a walk. He drove in 3 runs. It's just game after game he has been as big a pest as any, and there's another base hit for him. He was on 2 times yesterday. That's the 4th time he reaches today.
It's his 3rd at bat in 3 innings.
Yeah. That's another problem. So I started by saying he's like everywhere today. It's because every time you look up, you feel like he's up there doing something. And I guess that's because he gets up every inning. Goodness. And here's Caballero, his first at bat of the day. Yeah, he'll take one a little bit up. He looked like he was having a tough time yesterday.
Well, after getting hit in the funny bone, it affected his body completely.
Yeah. Takes a close one there, 2-0. He's got that armor on there, trying to protect him. Got the better part of this one off today. Here's a 2-0, and that one finds inside corner. So Gray got the final out last inning. He walked Goldschmidt to load the bases and then struck out Aaron Judge with the bases loaded. That was pretty cool. And the 30-year-old rookie just misses there. 3-1. Took a 3-year hiatus from affiliated baseball in his minor league travels. Here's a swing and a miss. Full count now on Caballero. Boy, 3 years where you don't exist to major league organizations, and that's kind of in the middle of your journey. It's beyond an unlikely story that you find in big leagues.
The other thing too is life goes on, and you have to start thinking about how much do I keep practicing this and not have to move on with my life.
Fanatical commitment to the sport. His 3-2, and that one fouled away.
This one rattles Jansen's dome. A lot of catchers don't like wearing the hockey mask because of that, because it sticks to you. Where they say the two-piece, it absorbs it more, and then it'll also kind of pop off of your head and not just push it back so hard.
Yeah, the energy transferred to something other than your head. Here's a pop-up foul territory, and Berger takes care of it.
Not that Peyton Gray was going to catch that, but he got to the foul line and was like, I have no clue where this ball has gone. It has gotten into the sun, and I quit.
Yeah.
Mustache is not like eye black. Watch Gray here, right? He's like, oh, there it is. See where it is? I have no clue anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. The sun has definitely played a role today. Chisholm takes one off the plate for a ball. 8-2 New York. They used a 6-run 6th inning to build their big lead. Chisholm a 1-for-4 day today, takes a strike. 1-1. He's a dynamic weapon for the Yankees. Speed, power. And watch one outside. 2-1. You have a number of guys on this team perch in a lot of different ways. So sometimes you can kind of slide under the radar to some degree. I don't know that you would say that Chisholm slides under the radar. 2-2, but he was a 30-30 guy last year, right? 31 home runs.
I think that's pretty surprising to people around baseball, just because when you think of the Yankees, it's obviously Aaron Judge first, but then you have Cody Bellinger, and I know in this series here, Ben Rice, one of the best young hitters in baseball, is not played, and you just have guys like Goldschmidt, who's won an MVP, and it's tough. 30-30 will get recognized on a lot of teams.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch. And he fouls out one away.
Especially, I don't know, Dave, I'm going to be too strong on this. Second base is not a very strong offensive position in baseball these days. You know, catcher, obviously, probably your weakest offensive position. And then I would say second base is maybe your second weakest offensive position.
Roller up the middle here, and they throw out Chisholm for the second out of the inning.
If you had to think about that, like just going through like the best hitters at second base, I think of Ketel Marte. He's not having a great year this year, but the last 3 years, he's been arguably the best offensive second baseman.
Yeah.
But you know, you start going down about 4 or 5 guys, like, oh wow, like it drops offensive production at that position.
Yeah. Yeah, you can sometimes hide a guy's bad offense in center field if he's really dynamic in center field, but there are some really good center fielders.
Yeah.
Here's McMahon. Yeah, 31 steals, 31 home runs last year for Chisholm. Man at second here with 2 outs, and Gray, this is off the plate. 1-1. Wants to give his team one more shot in the 9th inning. Currently down 6. Would like it to be no worse than that. Here's a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes on McMahon. The 1-2. And did he go? He did not. A couple of walks today for McMahon. Check it out, runner, and the 2-2. Full count. Well, we've seen a decent number of free base runners for both teams today. 13 walks total in the game. The 3-2, and that's up the middle, and that one scoots past Gray. Bellinger rounds third. He scores. 9-2 New York as they add another run in this 8th inning. And that's the first run that Gray's given up in his big league career.
Oh, they're going to check on him. That hit his throwing wrist, or somewhere around there.
Well, it's hit hard, too.
Yeah, this is not good.
Maybe off the side of the wrist?
Yeah, I mean, he does look around the wrist area. They might be looking at the swelling and go, we don't want to test it.
Skip Schumacher's doing his best to say, like, it's not.
Don't throw another ball.
Yep.
There's no reason.
Oh yeah, side of the hand there. So he's done. Well, that's a bummer. RBI single for McMahon, whose big day continues. Yankees still batting in this 8th inning. Rangers looking for an arm to finish off this 8th, and it is 9-2 New York.
Nine to 2, bottom of the 8th inning with 2 outs. Runner on first, Gavin Collier in. He is in, and he's going to have all his time he needs to warm up because Peyton Gray takes a line drive off of his throwing hand wrist area. And Skip Schumacher, it looked like Gray was maybe going to throw a pitch to see how it felt, and Skip stopped him and said, no, we're not taking that risk.
Yeah. So Kevin Collier comes in here. And you hope that it doesn't take a whole lot for him to get the final out of the inning.
Well, you start looking at no off day on this homestand, and very pleased with Eovaldi being able to go 8 innings, Lat's pitch yesterday, but now you're using most of your bullpen in this game.
Add some pressure to a homestand that is going to be cranked to 11 right upon arrival. Is when the Rangers get back. They have to prepare tomorrow night for the Chicago Cubs. First of 3 with the Cubs, a red-hot National League division leader. And then it's the Arizona Diamondbacks in a rematch of that 23 World Series. 3 night games Monday through Wednesday. So big homestand.
Cubs, very offensive team.
I mean, they're just crushing it right now. And finding ways to win. I mean, they just every night they find new ways to get it done. So Collier will work to Trent Grisham. Rangers benefited today from 7 walks. At the same time, they have issued 6 walks. Well, the Yankees, they've racked up the hits, 14 hits to the Rangers 4, and that's why the score is as lopsided as it is. Collier's the 5th reliever of the game for the Rangers. Rangers with a traditional start today, but they'll use as many relievers as the Yankees on a bullpen day. There's a strike, 1-1.
And Gore was efficient through 5, gave up the 1 run in the first inning, got out of a big situation there, and just the 6th inning got away from all of the Rangers there.
And that's a good pitch. That one in there for strike 2. Well, Collier's been brought the fresh air. Set a franchise record with 9 straight scoreless appearances to begin his big league career. 1-2, and this is in the air, center field. Oh, Carter suddenly fighting the sun, and he makes the catch. 2 in the inning. What a day for that sunshine of the outfielders. Last chance for the Rangers coming up, down 7 for the night. Well, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Number one, just get back home later tonight. That'll be fun. But Globe Life Field will be the site. Huge weekend series against the Chicago Cubs. And man, are they an exciting, interesting team, off to a 25-12 start. Good news is they've done so much damage at home. On the road, they're a fairly average club, 8-7 on the road. We'll see how much of a difference that makes. So that series, Camilo Doval will be the pitcher in this 9th inning for New York.
6.23 ERA on the year, which to me is hard to believe because he shows you all of that 75 when you're up at the dish hitting, and then can cut the ball at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, pretty spectacular arm. So that's the Rangers' challenge now in the 9th inning, is maybe get something going on this guy. Danny Jansen to start it off, and he takes strike one. Down 9-2 in the 9th inning. And Duvall almost falling over toward the first base side before he even delivers the pitch, and then comes at you with the heat. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there's a slider. Strike 2. It's got a crazy, like, backward bend as he gets ready to deliver.
It's like he uncoils.
Yeah. To me, it's the movement of the head, right? Because in almost any sport, if you're hitting, you don't want to move that head a whole lot. It's just about any sport. You want that visual stability, but he's like leaning backward as he starts that one. Whoa! And that one's high. 2-2. I would think that would be very difficult to maintain command of certain areas.
I'm with you. It wouldn't be something you'd say, hey, I think most guys should do this. Like, well, we are not going to throw the ball anywhere close to where we hope, but he can.
Jansen keeps the bat going with that foul ball.
But can you imagine being in the batter's box and like, wait, why did he stop looking here, and why is he looking into center field, and he's about to throw the ball 100?
Yeah.
Where's it going to go?
Well, he doesn't know. Don't ask him. Here's a 2-2. And this is in the air, out to right field, heading toward the corner, and that's out of play. That one may have blown foul. We're looking up at the flags up above the ballpark, and they're blowing toward that corner foul. And I think just kept moving further and further right, it seemed. And maybe it was for the best. Here's a 2-2 and a chopper left side of the infield. That's going to be a long throw for Caballero, and he couldn't get it there in time. Goldschmidt couldn't glove it cleanly anyway. And so Jansen is on to begin the 9th inning.
Well, he'll be very careful on the bases, as your goal is to get up the tying run in this inning.
And it's going to take some base runners to get there. Down 7. Jansen with the infield hit, and now Haggerty fouls that one away.
I was wondering why Goldschmidt held him on there, and then he realized afterwards, like, what am I doing? And then, well, wait, they're sending him back. He actually just told Duvall, I'm not holding him on, and then the dugout told him, well, play there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of confusion at the moment as to what to do. 0-2 on Haggerty. Sam, a switch hitter at the left side, and Duvall's next offering, slow bouncer towards second, and Chisholm just takes the easy out. Haggerty retired, and Jansen now out there at second base. And here comes Nimmo. So the Rangers head back later tonight, and they will then begin to look forward to that Cubs series. Kumar Rocker expected to take the ball tomorrow night in the opener. Lighter on Saturday. Jacob deGrom on Sunday in the finale.
Would you say it's a big start for Rocker for bounce back purposes? Too strong?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think I feel like, you know, everybody's excused a tough outing every now and then. It's going to happen, especially when you're young and still getting used to the rigors of being in a rotation at the big league level. I think, generally speaking, he's been pretty good.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just know from, I guess, experience, those 2-3 inning starts.
Yeah.
You just are like, okay, like, I'm not going to sleep too well for a few days, and definitely looking to redeem yourself.
Base hit there for Nimmo, his second hit of the ball game. The Rangers have a couple of men on. Yeah, for him personally, sure, right? I mean, he definitely wants to make sure that it was just a one start thing. It did not go well for him. But I think from the Rangers standpoint, I don't think he's in any trouble because of his last start. So here's Duran. Zeke is in a really good place right now. A couple of walks today, a home run. He's driven in both Rangers runs today, and he fouls that one back. Strike one. Well, a total of 10 pitchers in the game for these two teams. Got 11 runs, 20 hits, a remarkable 13 walks. 0-2. And I guess maybe it just kind of had that feel right from jump, right? The first at bat of the game, a lengthy one from Nimmo, 8 pitches until he finally flew out to left field, and that's where Dominguez made the catch, banged into the wall, and they had to take him off in a cart. Whoa. That one a little short of the plate.
How Ascara here. Watch where he goes to get a glove on this. I think if you gave that pitch to him 9 more times, I'm not sure if he is able to keep that ball either in the glove or close to him.
I'm kind of with you on that. Whoa. Talking about Duvall not being real sure where the ball's going. His last two pretty wild. Yeah, I would say if you did that 10 times, 50% of the time, could he knock it down and keep it close enough?
I would say 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
'Cause I think 1 out of 10. I think we saw the 1 out of 10 you'd catch that ball.
Swing and a miss, and Duran strikes out. That's a tough at bat right there, man. You just don't know where the ball's going.
It does help, I think, as a reliever. It's not as good as a starter because your pitch count will just jump on you in a hurry. But the effectively wild thing, I do think when you throw 100, can help you out because it keeps these hitters on their toes.
Seager takes outside. Yeah, I would agree. I would say, though, like in a high leverage spot, that could be also a bit of a problem. But if you're just a guy they use on occasion out of the pen there, like, yeah, it would not be a fun one to face.
Yeah. But to your point, that's probably the scary part from the Yankees standpoint, is they're counting on him in big games, and if they make the playoffs, they're going to count on him usually to get outs 22, 23, and 24 of a ball game.
1-1. Seager has the advantage in the count. Couple of walks today, a fly out and a strikeout. Here it comes. And that's hit hard out to center field. Grisham ranging over to his left, though. He reels it in. And the inning is done. The Rangers leave a couple more. And a long afternoon in the Bronx. Rangers, for most of it, look pretty good. But they fall short in this one. And it didn't look very close. 9-2 the final score. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap it up for you here in just a moment.